go. Alright, that's all I wanted anyway, was the doggone altimeter reading. Let's see what happens if we tune into Orlando. Yeah, nice. I'm doing well. No, I haven't started drinking yet, FS Syndicate. FS Syndicate asks in the broadcast chat. Did you start drinking without me? No, I'm not drinking. Oh, you know what, fellas? I forgot. This airplane requires you to swap from standby to the active. Very nice. I clicked the button. Why isn't it closing? Maybe it got stuck on that guy's head. Syndicate is saying in the broadcast chat that we're not allowed to drink alcoholic beverages for this flight. Jacob asks how old we are. I'm 19 years old, Jacob. So Syndicate says he's going to give us some Jägermeisters when we get to Memphis. Thank you. Thank you, Syndicate. George Lutz, I want to thank you for being so gracious tonight. Thank you. Because I don't know what my gross weight is. So you guys are going to have to put the standby screen for just a moment. And trim is 6.51. Let's look at that. 6.51. Let's bring back the trim. Uh-oh, wrong button. 6.51. That's going up. I'm having stupid. Yeah, perfect. Alright, woo! Woo! What does it say?
You put it on the airport by the
GE engines. This is a GE engine. Who asked about the engine? Austin Hapline?
Departure is offline. Off 3151.
Oh, who we got? We got a new guy here. Cosmo Kramer for life. Welcome to the broadcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate the company.
Yeah,
and we do this for the company. Let's see if that screwed up our legs. No. All the legs are good. Shut the door! Make sure everybody's on board.
On board, Captain.
Before pushback, sliding windows. Are all the windows closed? Haha! You see? You see, Syndicate? The checklist saved me. The checklist saved me, Syndicate. Mr. Sparks, welcome back! Mr. Sparks, ladies and gentlemen. An excellent broadcaster right here on this website. Very entertaining, very fun. Mr. Sparks, always an honor to have you in the broadcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, Mr. Sparks. It was so kindly donated to the broadcast by its CFW chief. So we can't, be angry or anything like that. We're just happy to have an airplane to fly that people want to see us fly. So now how do I start the engines? I should put this anti-ice on. How do I start the engines now? Is it this? Shit, I don't remember. Where's the start button? It's this, right?
O'Hare Tower, 129er. Start number 1.
Okay. Woo! Faceless man, who you calling funny?
Departure will be with Center 167.
You calling me funny?
3167.
Funny like I amuse you?
We're clear to Memphis International Style.
Funny like a clown funny?
I'm in 5000.
What do you mean funny?
frequency 127.8, squawk 3167.
Too stable.
Yeah, one thing I do like about this flight is the engines start really fast.
Runway 10 left for departure.
Okay, so I got two good engine starts. Beautiful, 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 beautiful! Bo Andre, welcome back. Bo Andre, ladies and gentlemen, is the expert on all things aviation. So if you were curious about aviation, then yeah, Bo Andre's your man. DFW Chief, welcome back! DFW Chief is being sarcastic. He's asking what plane this is. DFW Chief, you know very well, this is your lovely 777. I don't want to turn the jet off, Apple. You know why? I started running over the guy. I don't want to turn that thing off because I like it with the light on. I'm leaving it on. Because I like to live crazy like that. You know, where's the hula girl? We don't have a hula girl. Baronoff says that we need to put a hula girl right here, and I don't have one. I'm going to write Captain Sim. I'm going to say, yo, where the hell's the hula girl? Got a nice plane, but like, yo, we need some hula girl. I agree with you, Mironoff. Alright, that was a little bit of a complicated taxi instruction. I think that's our friend. Right there, in the CRJ.
Altitude protection flight service baggage underneath the seat in front of you. You have to be at the odd altitude to continue to step flight level 310 or flight level 333.
Also, you'll need to fasten your seatbelt low and tight across your lap. Insert the middle fitting into the buckle and tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap.
Look at how busy this airport is.
Once we're airborne, the captain will turn off the seatbelt sign, but for your safety, we'd like you to keep your seatbelt fastened when you're seated.
If needed, an oxygen mask will appear automatically. When you see the mask, please extinguish your cigarette. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask toward you. Place over your nose and mouth, and slip the elastic band over your head. Tighten by pulling the straps. Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen will flow to the mask. Secure your mask before helping others.
Please look around and locate the two exits nearest your seat. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. In the event of an evacuation, leave your carry-on
Delta MD-11 has inside
moving the large handle in the direction of the arrow.
MCO spotting. Oh, I see him. I see MCO spotting. I see you. You're right there.
Jump onto the slide with your legs straight in front of you. When you reach the ground, move away from the aircraft.
In the event of a water landing, your seat bottom can be used as a floatable cushion.
Nice and busy airport, right?
Slip your arms to the straps.
That's MCO spotting right there. There he is.
Safety, please comply with lighted signs and placards, and remain seated when the seatbelt is eliminated.
Come on, planes, move. Get out of the way.
Laboratory smoke detectors.
Delta 2058 ready for taxi
If you're seated in an exit row, you may be required to...
Do you guys want me to wait for these AI aircraft, or do you want me to send them into another realm?
Alpha 10, Tango 10 in November, approximately 3 kilos.
We'd like to encourage everyone to review the safety card.
Alright, we're going to left Alpha 10, Tango 10, November, approximately 3 left of the 2058.
So please
Do you guys want me to wait for these airplanes, or do you want me to send them into another realm? Because I can easily send them into another universe. I have that power. United 9250, there's nothing wrong. I had some AI traffic. We were deciding whether to wait for them or not. I think we'll just have them disappear. See, he got uptight. He got uptight. The controller got mad. You saw? I don't blame them. They don't want you to have AI traffic.
And then in over 129 runway 10 left, taxi by Alpha 10, Tango 10, November, cross beach and left.
I'm gonna wait for MCO spotting. I'll go behind him. Just like real life, Cosmo Kramer, it takes forever to leave an airport. There he goes. Cosmo Kramer says, does it usually take this long to take off? Yeah. Come on. Have you ever been on a real life flight? It says leaves at 7, and in real life, leaves at 9 p.m. Okay, he was giving me some things, but I don't actually have them set. So I gotta do that now. Okay. Uh-oh, what happened? Where did that pop up? How do I undo that? There we go. Alright. Rock and roll! What? Parking brake.
Parking brake off. Airspeed active. 80 knots check. 100 knots. Rotate. V2.
Easy, easy. No tail strike. Easy.
Ultimate 129, runway 10 left, arriving weight, for weight turbulence.
Speed check, flaps 1. Flaps up, please.
United 9250, contact at default at 127.8.
You're up and Mach.
Okay.
Shoot. That's not what I wanted. 127.8, United 9250. I screwed up. I'm turning around. I don't want that. Stop!
After takeoff checklist.
Okay, after takeoff checks. Landing gear. Up. Autopilot.
Stop turning!
Checklist complete.
Stop! Stop turning! Stop! Stop turning! Stop! Chicago Center, United 9250, climbing at a 4200 for 5,000.
United 9250, Chicago Center, good evening. What heading were you given for departure?
Runway heading, and I lost control of the aircraft, United 9250.
Alright, 9250, Roger. I just order contact, just settling off now 5,000. Got climb up to 15,000. Maintain your present heading for now.
15,000 and present heading, United 9250. Oh man, I lost control again. This is so embarrassing. I don't know what to do. 180. I don't know if I should trust you, CFWG. I'll trust you. 180. I pressed the select button. Let's see what happens when I press it now. Okay, there we go. Oh, what a stress that was. How embarrassing. Why isn't this changing? There we go. Wow, there's a lot of planes in the air, huh? Look at all that traffic. At this last stage of the broadcast, we'd like to ask the broadcast viewers if they would be so kind as to participate with the broadcast interactively by choosing some songs to play live on the air. If you're unfamiliar with the procedure to choose songs, it's very simple. You simply type in the broadcast chat
Okay.
the command exclamation point
Affirmative.
and the word songs, S-O-N-G-S.
Complete.
And then you'll receive instructions on how to request songs to be played live on the air. Without further ado, here is your first song for the evening. See what happens when you don't practice an airplane? You make yourself look like a jackass. Anyway, I only went off course. It's not like I dive bombed and hit the ground or anything like that. The robot is dead. Let me see if I can get him back to life. I'm stressed out after that takeoff. I didn't like that. I should have set the heading bug to start. That was stupid that I didn't do that. I'm mad. Is this the ode to Joey Ramone again? What happened to Bono? Didn't he like get in a car accident or something, or walk in front of a bus recently? I hope he didn't. Well, actually, which arm did he break? Can't break his axe arm. Coming in. We appreciate the company. And we do this for the company! Thank you very much to those who were so gracious and welcoming to the new guy, ZFW Chief George. Asks a technical question in the broadcast chat. Wants to know, are we on multiplayer? This is actually a massive multiplayer environment that we're on right now called VATSIM, Virtual Air Traffic Simulator. And I'm a real guy, but I'm flying a computer plane, and there's also real guys who are being the ATC, and they can see our planes on like a computer radar. So it's really cool. It's like like a massive multiplayer online environment for pilots and air traffic control. So it's a lot of fun if you're serious. If you want to just, screw around with it, and it takes the appeal away, in my opinion. It's more for like guys who want to play pilot and play air traffic control. Some of the air traffic controllers are real life air traffic controllers. Like their air traffic controllers also has their real life job, or they're training to become one. And a lot of the pilots on the network are also training to be real life pilots. I just like to play pilot though. I'm not a real life pilot, and I never will be. And if anybody wants to give me an application to become a pilot, I'll have that man arrested, because I'd be a dangerous person to be piloting any aircraft. I can't take the tour of the cabin in this plane, George. George wants us to take a tour of the cabin, but we can't. Because with this plane, it has a massive, beautiful, modeled interior cabin. But you either can see the cabin, or you can fly the plane from the flight deck. You can't do both. Sadly. Those about to rise. We salute you. Andre 264, welcome back. Been a while. Or never, I don't know. I thought I recognized you. DFW Chief wonders if we saw that plane fly under us. Before I saw that. I love that. I love that, Chief. When you see that's what I love about Flight Simulator. It's so realistic. Get to see other planes. That song was so absorbing.
United 836,
Yeah, that's my
legal
name,
speed to
Chief.
the west. First center is actually not online. River service is terminated. Change to advisory frequency is approved. Have a good night.
I had a friend, Chief. He had a funny name. Do you want to hear it? I'll tell it to you. His first name was Green, and his last name was Bucks. Mr. Green Bucks owes you some money, Chief? He's a good guy. Green Bucks. So we got some danger zone. Okay, so for this part of the broadcast, we like to ask the viewing audience if they will be so kind as to participate interactively with the broadcast by voting on pieces of a collection that we've been working on for quite some time. We ask you to vote on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the low end of the scale, in other words, lousy, and 10 being the high end of the scale, in other words, excellent. You'll understand the process once you see the first piece that we're going to present to you. And it's very important for us to get this feedback because it helps us determine if we're going in the right direction with the collection. So without further ado, here's your first piece for the evening, gentlemen. Faceless Man, what's the matter with you? And Cosmo Kramer, what's the matter with you? Syndicate is on board. NorCal Bear's on board. Chief, if Chief wasn't on board for this, I'd question his sanity. Jacob is, pretty much on board. Andre's on board. Oh, Andre's on board. George is a little lukewarm on it. MCO Spotting's on board. This one's not going in the right direction, Faceless Man. It's funny that you say that, Faceless Man, because originally when we started with the collection, and we first introduced our very first Asian piece of the collection, we had a little bit of resistance there. But gradually, the Asian pieces of the collections, the viewing audience started to warm up to them. So maybe you'll come around, Faceless Man, just like everybody else did. This is your next piece of the collection. Bob Saget, welcome back. No, you came just in time. You can either vote collectively or individually. And Cosmo, this is Western Hemisphere right here for you. George Lewis says it's not in the right direction. Cosmo, these girls are Western Hemisphere. What's your argument now? You just don't like girls with glasses?
Level 370.
They have to be Western Hemisphere and they can't have, glasses.
1990 Kansas City Center, right in. I didn't want to.
That's a heavy duty compliment, actually, Chief.
195 air contact, 3 miles to Kirksville. Altitude checks proceed on course.
Cosmo Kramer, you can thank Faceless Man for bad company. What is this?
The pilot, of course, always has to come on the PA system. This guy's so excited about being a pilot. Well, I'm going to take it up to about 20,000. And I'm going to make a left by Pittsburgh. And I'm going to make a right by Chicago. Then I'm going to bring it down to 15,000. The whole group, all this group. We're in the back going, yeah, well, what you want to do? Do whatever the hell you got to do. I don't know. End up where it says on the ticket, really.
happened to this guy? Kind of disappeared after the show, huh?
Then they always point out the emergency exits, always with that very.
They did a couple of movies, right?
Where the hell would these places be?
We'll get the third piece, Jacob. Somebody wanted to see the comedy routine. I don't want to disappoint them.
Maintains his health.
Last piece for the evening, gentlemen. You guys like her? Jacob. How could everybody's giving her a 10, and you gotta be the one guy to give her a 9? Come on. So, gentlemen, that was the last piece for the evening. We'd like to thank you for participating in the gauging of the pieces. As I said, it's very important to us because it gives us an indication if we're going in the right direction with the collection. So it's very important.
Kansas City Center, good evening.
Thank you very much for that. And that was your last piece for the evening. We're going to have the descent into Memphis now to look forward to, gentlemen. So thank you.
I think
Why isn't it going down?
Northwest 1999, Memphis Center, Roger. Maintain flight level 320.
Why isn't it doing it? Come on, plane man, get it together. I don't have any patience for this. Flight level change isn't working either.
And Northwest 1999, you just represented to departure and climb and maintain flight level 320. Thank you.
Okay, can we get away from the keyboard to walk on the 5 minutes?
Northwest 1999, that is approved. Just give me a call when you get back from the flight deck.
I'm going down too fast.
United 81, you are radar contact at flight level 350. Descend via barbecue 1 arrival, landing south.
Planes that I figure out my own stuff. I don't like the computer doing the calculation for me because, you know what? The computer sucks. Yeah, I see the green art.
Memphis Center, thanks, I'm with you. 350. Thanks, 99, Memphis Center,
These computers, they suck.
via the
I don't like using computers to calculate my descent. I like doing it myself.
Yeah, down via the Hobart North Alpha Center.
That's what I don't like about these modern planes. They suck.
Center, if you ain't up to 90 for 100 flight level 35, so.
They take the brains out of the pilot and they put it in a box, a silicone box. I don't want to use the vertical speed. I don't want to use. I want the thing to work with the VNAV. That's what it's there for. If the VNAV is there to make me not have to deal with anything. And look, now I'm climbing. It's got, right now it's got me climbing. Why is it climbing?
Slow down a little bit to give him a
Why?
breathing room. And plus you talk about the stuff.
I didn't ask it to climb, and I'm sure. VNAV. I don't know, man. This is frustrating. 260 after I'm supposed to be below 260.
Northwest 1999, Memphis Center, welcome back, sir.
Let me go down faster.
Dang
Go down at
it.
4,000 feet per minute. See if I can get below 26,000 before I get to this wall intersection. This was supposed to do this automatically. We had a rough takeoff and now we're having a rough approach.
Roger, good evening, sir.
I don't blame the airplane, guys. I really don't. I blame my own stupidity. Yeah, probably that's the truth, CFWG. That it's got to slow down first before it'll descend. Maybe that is the case. I don't know. I haven't practiced. The last time I flew this plane, I tried flying it from the cabin, and that didn't work. But before that, I was actually doing really well. I had a little practice. With these Captain Sim planes, it's my opinion that you really need the practice. Because there's all kinds of funny things that can happen that if you're not prepared for, you'll just end up screwing up.
8.87.
You guys don't like the music from the hood? You waited until the very end of it, 8 minutes later, to shut it off? What's the matter with you guys? That was an Avianite song.
We'll resend that flight plan and resume the arrival window.
Alright, let me see if I can get Q. Let's do 14,000 on the altitude. No, let's do 22,000 on the altitude. And let's put it back into VNAV now. And let's see if the plane has any brakes.
Roger, on the maintain
Oh, look, it's working. Look at that. This time I'm doing it by hand. I'm not going to screw around with this bullshit automation. Let me go down to 280 knots because that's barbecue is 280 knots. We appreciate the company and we do this for the company. Sandro asks the quintessential question. What's wrong with my voice? Everybody asks me this question, Sandro, and I'm not embarrassed to answer. I'm using a cheap microphone, Sandro, and although I can buy one at a reasonable price at any Walmart, I don't mind the question. I can't buy an inexpensive microphone that'll solve the problem. I'm such a cheap bastard that I wanted to do that. Oh, he wanted us to turn. Now I feel like a jackass. And so that's the reason why, Sandro, because I'm a cheap bastard. I want to see if I can see about that ZFW Chief's question about what is the altitude on the initial approach fix. Assuming I'm landing, let's say, well, I can get the ATIS and see where they're landing at Memphis. I really like this song, Avianite. I miss you in the broadcast playing nice music. BB4 takeoff, welcome to the broadcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate the company, and we do this for the company. BB4 takeoff asks if this is the PFDG. No, actually, this is the Captain Sim version of this aircraft. It's different. Not a bum plane, DFW Chief. They just updated it.
Contact message 120.07.
It's a nice plane. I wouldn't have wanted that PMDG ZFW Chief. It's too expensive. It's too complicated. It's no fun at all. For me. And not for nothing, ZFW Chief. I've watched your broadcast, and even with the fancy plane, I've seen you land short a few times. I'm not trying to call you out or anything. I'm just saying that, you know, with all the bells and whistles on that PMDG, it's still not an easy plane to fly. That time that I crashed in Boston,
for 715 heavy.
the time that I crashed in Boston, and I went over to see your broadcast, and you had crashed too. You were there all crashed on the runway. And I was like, oh man, he crashed too? You know who's good at flying this 777 actually? That guy, what's his name? I forgot. Mini Horse. He's pretty good at it.
Sorry, go ahead.
They went through lots of
Frisco, tell me why I never slept with Dave Coulier, but Kimmy Gibbler got it this way.
This song is not cool. Why is he doing that? Bob Saget? You already landed MCO spotting? I bet you if I would have flown the L-1011, I would have been there by now. He's the official Bob Saget. That's the real Bob Saget.
Delta 1990, contact Cartel 119.1.
We also have David Hasselhoff who stops by the broadcast. So now we have Bob Saget and David Hasselhoff. I like this avian aid.
119.1.
Oh wait, avianide. It's been a while, avianide. I forget how to say your name when you disappear for such a long time. Avianide. I like this avianide. But avianide works better too because it's like lemonade, but music aid. You know what I mean? Anyway, whatever. Avianide. Dominic 1045. Thank you for giving us some company there for the broadcast, and you have a very good night.
Contact.
This song is so awesome and dope. I love it. This is exactly the kind of music I like.
703 heavy, turn left 8330.
It's upper crust. This music is upper crust. That's true, George. George says you also have to worry about the Bermuda Triangle.
Until 5 p.m. next year. Delta 1990, I'm sorry, sir. I'm going to have to turn you around. The speed is not going to add up. Turn right. To right, heading 270 for receiving. Answer the correct. Turning right, heading 270 for Delta 1990.
I think they think that I'm like piloting shitty.
703, you're
But
here.
I don't know if it was a combination of both my shitty piloting and some miscommunication, I think, because the controller told me before I got to barbecue that I should fly heading 200. I failed to turn heading 200, which later on he re-instructed me to fly heading 200, which I then did. Then I flew that heading, and then he gave me to another controller who I said I was checking in, and he was like, yeah, no problem. And then he left me fly on that heading for a really long time. And then he came back to me and he asked me where I was going. He told me to go down at 12,000, and then he told me to contact this guy, the latest guy I'm with right now, which is the approach controller. And he told me to expect 18 right, and I was like, I'm cool with that. And he said maintain heading. So I maintained the heading, and then just now he said to me, you know, it looks like you're way all screwed up. So
United 9250 heavy. United 9250 heavy. Just going to maintain 8,000.
Down to 8,000. United 9250 heavy. No, you don't do that, George. They work very hard. The controllers on Batson. They're not slobs. They're really expert. And some of them become real-life controllers. And plus, you know, it's fun for them to play a controller, you know? For the guys who aren't in it, you know, to get a job doing it or anything like that, there's guys on there like me who just want to fly and fly right, you know? I'm just thinking that there was a miscommunication, like somehow I might have communicated that I was under control, but I actually wasn't. It's fun for everybody, Faceless Man. It's fun for everybody.
Okay.
I think so. Is that the right stupid frequency, or am I going to be a jackass on that too? See, I recognize where I am now. I recognize this river. I recognize the city. I recognize everything now. I don't know how I screwed up so bad. It was everything started to go south in the approach, you know, phase of this flight.
Racer 1-1, you are 8 miles from tail, maintain 4,000, so fully established, cleared ILS from the lane right of
ILS 18 right, Racer 1-1, thanks.
I mean, I can review the recording of the broadcast later and see if there was anything I missed, because there was about 5 calls tonight where the guy was calling me and saying, United 9250, you with me? And that makes me think that the guy was trying to get in touch with me and he couldn't. So I'm gonna have to review it and see if I missed a few calls. Faceless Man. Faceless Man also has a recording.
Flat 20, please.
Look, I got 0 visibility. If this airplane doesn't do it right, our ass is grass, people, because...
Heavy turn right, heading 160, join the runway plane right localizer.
160 and join the localizer for 18 right, United 9250.
United 9250 Heavy View bus. Looks like you're going to localizer. Make a right turn heading 190 now. 190.
190, United 9250. Righting 200 down to 3,000 until established, United 9250. Said I was 8 miles away.
1985, Austrian rock singer Falco records.
Here we go. Now we're on course. Let's see what the tower frequency is. Now we're doing good. We're doing fine now. Pizza Dude, 2 of 67. Welcome back to the broadcast. Thank you very much for tuning in.
United 9250 Heavy, contact tower 119.7.
119.7, United 9250 Heavy. Thank you for the ATC approach. Have a good night.
Thank you, Dr. Help again.
He called me his friend. You heard that?
2,500. Speed brakes work, please.
Shut up, airplane.
25, please. Left 30. Here now.
I like this song.
Thanks.
Memphis Tower, United 9250, inbound, runway 18 right.
9251, 10, runway 18 right, clear one.
Little M 18 right, United 9250.
Racer 11, make left 1
Can't see a damn thing. Why don't I have Cat 3? Where's my Cat 3? Am I too far away? Look, I can't see a damn thing. So if this automation doesn't work, our ass is grass, fellas. I'm just telling you. Why does it say caution? Why did I have a call? Oh, because of the landing gear before.
Okay.
I did set the VREF. I did.
Spoilers.
I said it right here.
Landed.
See, it's good.
Down.
And minimums, I don't know where to set that. I've never set that before.
1,000.
So I don't see any runway. Oh God. Oh God. This may be one of those days, gentlemen. It doesn't look good. I see cars, but I don't see any runway. Oh no. We're dead. Oh my God, there's the runway. We're on course. Unbelievable. We're doing just fine. Look. I think they fixed it. This version 1.4 or 5.
Minimums 4.
It looks like it's fixed. Look, I'm doing automation. I don't even have my hands on the throttle. Nothing. Look. Oh wait, we're going to the right a little bit. Don't fuck up, plane. I don't feel like landing the plane by myself.
100.
Okay, let's see if it flares.
50. 40.
Flare, baby, flare. Come on, autoland.
10.
Yes. Oh, nice and smooth. Yes. Beautiful.
First thrust engaged.
Beautiful, beautiful.
80 knots.
Uh-oh, not that shit again where you drive off the runway.
Reverse idle.
Okay, good. Wow, that was nice. All that panic for nothing.
That is 925, heavy contact ground 121.9,
Flaps up, please.
121.9 for United 9250. Thank you.
That's 718, right, clear takeoff. Clean for takeoff, we make 771.
Oh, yeah. Swap it. Memphis ground, United.
After landing.
I stepped on a guy. I feel like a drug lord.
After landing.
November, Mike 9, or wait, what?
I landed on 18 right. I need to go all the way around. Okay, George, I will. George wants us to wipe out the AI planes.
Runway 9, continue Charlie to home base.
See, now when the guy says stand by, that doesn't mean that you call him back and say, okay, I'll stand by. You just shut up and do what he said. Oh, I'm sorry. Mike 6, United 9250. Okay, so I'm going to the terminal with my Mike 6.
Caller, go ahead, sir.
Okay, let's go now.
Parking brake off.
Yeah, so Chief, this is a new version. Yeah, you saw how it worked. It worked really nice. That auto landed. Actually, had it not worked, we would have been on shit's creek because it's like I didn't get a visual on the runway until like 300 or 400 feet. Okay, keep going. Yeah, but I don't want to turn there.
Center via direct clear Kilo Charlie 8, American 11, 43.
I have to go all the way around.
Last caller, stand by. Delta 26, correction, 265. I have our clearance here in the county. Delta 265, ready. Delta 265, clear to Atlanta Jackson International. The King 3 departure currently transition, stand file.
Air Force Ground 22, welcome to the broadcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate your company. And we do this for the company. Thank you, Air Force Ground. So yes, this is what plane we're flying. It's the 777. This one was made by Captain Sim, the producer, the developer. And I don't know if you're familiar with Flight Simulator X or not, but there's also one that's made by PMDG, which is a little bit, a much more sophisticated version. But this one's really a lot of fun, and it has a lot of cool features that the fancy one from PMDG doesn't have. I'm going to call the guy now. I'm calling the guy to drive us over to the gate. 1, 2, 3, 4, GMV, you have a very good night. Thank you so much for tuning in, even though we're airplane guys. And thank you. Oh, RKB, long time no see. Welcome back. Here comes the truck driver. Am I gonna have a problem with this Delta Airlines 777? Spotify pilot. Welcome to the broadcast. Thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate the company. And we do this for the company, Spotify. Spotify likes the coffee. I can't hear this song. I'm going to turn down the volume of the FSX. Oh, yeah? That's a real guy right there. In that Delta plane right here. That's a real guy. Oh, look at this guy slewing backwards down the runway. Did you see that? Did you guys see that? I saw it. That guy's a serious guy. That MCO spotting guy. You can tell from the way he communicates on the radio. There's a plane in my spot. I can get rid of him. Services, that was donated by another viewer. His name is Original. Come on, fucking plane. His name is Original Genox. And he kindly donated the Ground Services X to the broadcast so that we could all enjoy. And this plane was actually donated by the ZFW chief. I like this Billy Joel, but it's a little loud. Okay, we're there. We made it. Let me make sure the APU is on. Now I can shut down the engines. Wow, that was kind of intense, actually. That whole flight. From the beginning to the end, it was a little bit intense. I'll have to admit that. Yeah, it was long too. It was a stressful flight, and it was long too. Well, usually when it gets busy, you know, it gets busy sometimes around, you know, when there's a lot of ATC on. So you can't be surprised that that happens. Let's check the traffic viewboard. It should be saturated. Let's check out the traffic viewboard real quick. Look at how many planes there are. The whole thing is full, and I bet you it goes for pages. Like pages of flights. Oh, there's Delta 2058. He is there. Let's see if he's still online. I'm trying to find him on the list. Oh, he might have signed off already. I'm not sure. I wanted to, like, eyeball him. Oh, here he is. Let's see where he parked compared to me. Oh, he's way on the other side of the airport. Oh, no, yeah. Oh, no, he's kind of close. He's a little bit dug into the terminal there. But I'm right over there. I'm to the west of him. You can see the front of my plane, like just behind his tail. Like if I aim it like this, you can see that's the nose of my plane, like right next to his tail. That's MCO spotting. What is this? Why did you guys play this? Because you just wanted me to be, like, you know, exposed to something? No, you saw the landing, Mironov. The landing was perfect. We don't have no heads down, brace landing. MCO spotting, thank you so much for flying with us, too. You have a great night. disgrace impact landing. Well, I'm looking to see if anybody else that we know is broadcasting right now. Oh, ZFW Chief. Oh, he's going from Memphis to Dallas. I guess he's going to keep the party going. ZFW Chief, if you can hear me, are you going to keep the party going? Because I'll send everybody to watch you. Well, they're probably already there. Here's ZFW Chief, right? And this isn't one of our people. Please tell him that Dane Flats said hello. Obviously, he's going to know because he was here all night. And, go and visit him and tell him, hey, Dane Flats says hello. I want to thank everybody for tuning into the broadcast tonight. I really, I have to repeat that, flying in Flight Simulator X is a lot of fun, as everybody already knows. But when you have company to do it with, it makes it 1,000 times better. George, yeah, the approach wasn't that great. That's true. Before the landing, up until the landing, yeah, the flight was going pretty lousy. I'll admit that, George. But at least you gave me an 80. That's better than last time when you gave me only a 70. Faceless Man gave it an 82. Great broadcast. Thank you, Faceless Man, for the kind words. Yeah, so I was trying to Spotify. When you're playing the game with company, it's 1,000 times better. 1,000 times better. So yeah, and if you were new here, anybody who's new, and you saw something that you like or something that you hated, I don't care either way. Anything is, any kind of reaction is good reaction, in my opinion. I would humbly ask you to consider. Returning
for 1-8 in the middle
and watching the entire broadcast all over again, from the very beginning to the very end. And with that being said, I want to thank everybody for coming, and have a very good night, and God bless.